Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. All right, this should be good. Top 10 list. Watch Mojo UK, my favorite. Top 10 things only Brits do and think it's normal. Good, this should be good. That's you guys, all right? Most of you, at least. Go.
Welcome to Watch
Connor.
Mojo
Did I say
UK,
that?
and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things only Brits do and think it's normal.
Let us throw caution to the wind.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going to be looking at behaviors, events, and whatnot that we're so used to and enjoy, yet non-Brits think are bonkers.
Little Britain?
What do you think
Spoilers.
the strangest
Don't-
thing we do is? Let us know in those comments below. Number 10, pantomimes. Every year, without fail, you know there's going to be pantomimes put on somewhere near you. Whether it's a
Just a
bunch of
play,
amateurs having a go, a troupe of celebrities looking to boost their profiles, or Christopher Biggins, there are many types for all people.
I beg your pardon.
Captain
It's
Kate.
become a British tradition since it started back in the Middle Ages. Even though it's technically theatre, it's a very unique form, with audience participation encouraged with yells of "He's behind you" over and over again until your voice gets sore. Also, during pantos, you can find plenty of innuendos, over-the-top comedy and songs, and typically the story will be some form of a fairy tale. It's an acquired taste for non-Brits who mostly find
I just thought of a South Park thing about Britain, and it's... I
it
shouldn't have even...
confusing. Number
Never
9,
mind.
class obsession. There are not many places on the planet that are as obsessed with class as much as the UK, with terms like chav, common, toff, Tory, and so on being thrown around
Bruv.
with a dash of disdain. It's become a badge of honor with what class you belong to. Some will judge you for daring to be born to a certain family in a certain town in a certain
How
part of
dare
the
you.
country.
Young Simon here, first time he's ever been to the theatre, and sees that load of rubbish, you may have put him off the theatre for life.
Just look at the anger that's brought on depending on whether you say scone or scone. There's even an issue of hanging out
Scone.
with people that are from different classes. A working class person having a cup of tea with a posh person?
Yeah.
Can't have that. Number 8, X. Something the Brits do that confuses anyone that moves to the UK is how they end texts and other messages. The simple
What, like
X.
instead of a period?
All Brits are nodding their heads forcefully now, thinking, yeah, it's a kiss. But Brits use it
Oh, like
generously,
XO.
just sending X's left, right, and center to everyone in their contacts, even your boss.
Smiley face at the end.
Smiley with a wink. It's cheeky.
On top of this, the
Cheeky.
number of X's at the end of a message can be used like a secret code. 1 X makes you seem cold or is for acquaintances, 2 X's is like testing the waters with someone you like, while 3 X's is for your family, partners, and close friends.
it's like
and if
K
you use 4 or
versus-
more, then you're desperate. Number 7, weather conversations. If you're ever waiting for a bus
Faulty
with a
Towers.
stranger, small talk is bound to happen.
Oh, I suck.
Especially if
I'm
you live
awful. I will make it so awkward and stick my headphones in, probably.
anywhere but London anyway, and when the conversation begins, 9 times out of 10, the weather will be brought up, usually in a negative way. Bit hot today,
Raining
the
again,
news
isn't
said
it?
it was gonna rain later, and so on.
My husband's like the climate, he changes. This morning he went on for 2 hours about the bloody weather.
It's often
I
used
hope
as
that's
a way
not disrespectful or comes across or whatever. I like to do a British... If I do a British accent, it's,
to talk, but not actually speak about anything interesting or serious. It's the conversational equivalent of setting personal boundaries. Sometimes weather talk is used as an icebreaker, pun intended. There's even been research into the phenomenon, with 94% of British people
I like that
admitting to
building.
having chatted about the weather in the past 6 hours. Yikes. Number 6, queuing. Queuing. Is there anything that brings a swell of national pride?
I'm sorry,
more
this one always kind of gets under my skin. It's like queuing. And I've seen a lot of top 10 lists or things British do that other countries, and queuing is always in the list. And I just don't understand. Where is the country that doesn't use lines? Someone help me here. I mean, and then sometimes I'll get a response like, oh, Brits really like their lines. I'm like, I need an example. Like, How do British people line up?
More than seeing Brits creating a queue out of their instincts. Nope, no there isn't. It's like a collective hobby that we all share.
There's a queue here.
Right.
If anyone dares break the
would
rules
happen in
by
any
jumping
country.
the queue, they will be publicly shamed into defeat. But it doesn't mean we actually like queuing. If anything, we hate it the most and wish the need for it was removed forever.
Do people think if they go to the U.S. that like people just like cut in line and it's like, oh well, yeah, what? It's
But until
I
that
shouldn't be
magical
making
day
such a big
comes, we
deal out.
line up neatly, we wait patiently, we move forward when the line does, and we do it all in near silence beyond passive-aggressive sighing or tongue-clicking when the line is taking ages to move. Number 5, bin passion. In most places, the bins are collected weekly in the UK, recycling one week and general the next, and we are passionate about it.
Come and get your black bin bags. They're long and black and slender.
You guys only have like garbage pickup once every 2 weeks? Did I hear that right? Or like you only have recycling 1 week and then garbage the next week?
We get the bins out onto the pavement the night before they're collected like clockwork. Then, now empty, bring them in the next morning. At the same time, we judge people that just leave their bins out all the time, even gossiping to other neighbors that Jan at number 12 has left hers out for 3 days. But if the bin workers accidentally happen to miss your bin, oh boy, unrivaled anger flows from the unfortunate person. They don't let go. They'll tell everyone for weeks or months about this betrayal from the council.
I love that.
Number 4, Bonfire Night. For non-Brits, the whole country gets really, really weird on the 5th of November.
Yeah, this is interesting.
After all, we celebrate the story of Guy Fawkes trying to blow up Parliament by lighting one firework after another, often in someone else's garden.
You celebrate the fact, I asked this question before, so you celebrate the fact that he got caught and killed, right? That's like what you celebrate, you don't, right?
On a freezing autumn evening, the fireworks are usually a little anticlimactic,
Like 4th of
but we
July.
continue with the tradition. On top of this, we get an effigy of Fawkes or someone in the news and lob it on top
That's-
of a blazing bonfire.
That sounds like some pagan stuff. It's
Don't suppose you'd come back in 12 hours when I've blown up the king.
Then we watch it burn while drinking soup, tea, or hot chocolate, then holding a sparkler that fizzes out after 30 seconds. We also have to chant Remember, Remember the 5th of November, which we say over and over again. It's madness, yet delightful. Number 3, tea being a cure-all. When a Brit is facing a
Is it so it's kind of, no, never mind. I was going to say it's like a mix between 4th of July and I'm trying to make a way for my American brain to understand, and so I'm like, so it's like Halloween and 4th of July like combined.
crisis of some kind, they're gonna put the kettle on to make a cup of tea. Celebrating? Tea. Thirsty? Tea. Hungry? Tea. Bored? Tea. Literally, we use this drink as a kind of cure-all.
We throw it into the
Get out
Boston.
into the world again. Think positive.
All emotions can be dealt with when consuming a warm cuppa. It doesn't really matter what the situation is.
Cuppa?
We're all just looking for an excuse to pop the kettle on for that pale brown nectar. After all, an estimated 60 billion cups of tea are consumed within our aisles each year, and each Brit has a particular way they like their tea, and any other way is nonsense.
Isn't that like 1,000 cups a year per person or something like that? There's like 3 a day.
Like, why would you put the milk in before the water? That's just bonkers. Number 2, drinking culture. If there's another drink Brits like more than tea, it's alcohol. Doesn't
Nice.
matter what kind. Could be a 2-liter of cider, a pint of lager, a mojito, or whatever. We aren't fussy, but non-Brits can find it a tad jarring at the crazy amounts Brits get through. On top of that, pubs are a center point of socialization. Not only do friends meet there, but often whole families with young kids will hang out there for the day.
So, what are you gonna do about it? From the force? Me, I'm the force. From the police. Me, I'm the police.
Phone the police.
I sure tell.
Those kids will have mountains of packets of crisps.
I sure tell.
Those kids will have mountains of packets of crisps and soft drink to keep them quiet, while the adults do Jaeger bombs and yell down it at each other. For better or worse, every British person will have memories of the pub when they were young. Number 1, British foods. Our food gets
Memories of the pub when they were young.
regularly mocked by other countries. Often the plate's contents will
Sorry,
be
wait, what?
our memories of the pub when they were young. Number 1, British foods. Our food gets regularly mocked by other countries. Often the plate's contents will be very brown.
Discount foie gras, egg and ham slabs, Dorrington mince, mystery meat.
Non-Brits like to point at haggis, black pudding, and so on as examples of our strange cuisine, while
I suppose.
also making jokes about spotted dick, toad in the hole,
Okay.
etc. Yet those mocking
Spotted
us
dick,
tend to
nice.
ignore how we've adapted from other countries to create a more refined national palate,
Sounds like
like India, China, Jamaica, Ghana, and others to have more delicious dishes. There's also the argument of chips. Depending on where you're from in the UK, you might have gravy, curry sauce, salt and vinegar, or something else on them.
I feel like America is the one country who like can't say anything about like British, like we're not like Italian or French or Spanish or even Mexican food is a bit more diverse from Spanish food than I think U.S. food. Like when you think of classic American foods, you think of like pizza, burgers. Those aren't American, right? It's just a bunch of things brought over here, and so like. That one on the list is one that I'm like, yeah, I guess, but like, not, you know what I mean?
And you're fiercely loyal to your region's topping. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo UK and be sure to subscribe and...
All right. Great, as always. All right, I'm not out of content. All right, stop it. It's not why I do these videos. Great as always. Did I ask anything there or was confused about anything? You guys are good at doing whatever. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, if not, chin up. You'll be good soon. Don't worry. See you guys.